But it looks like we're going to be going to pro Viaduct here. We might see war on heavy. Is that really the way it's going to break down?
I don't know. It's weird. It's because especially on Viaduct, where it's good to have aggressive players. Like lots of teams on Viaduct will play with basically two roamers anyway. Whereas if you can't rely on the demo man's damage as much anymore, especially in close range, like he can't do like you have a close range stick yet he's in his medic's feet as effectively to defend himself, then suddenly maybe having a heavy just sit with your medic while both soldiers and scouts try and play aggro, maybe that'll work better. Maybe it'll free up the soldiers to both roam completely, basically.
Still though, like the demo man on defense, super powerful. Like if you want to if you cap the point here, you'd still like to have your demo man on the field, so then you could like have the option of holding forward or putting stickies all around the point. Like those are always easy frags, or making it difficult for your opponents to bomb.
If you're going to send a suicide wave and you've got a heavy sitting on that rock in the middle of a point, that's pretty difficult as well. I guess it just really depends what you opt for. Obviously, Epsilon with tech in the roster really like to have tech on sniper as well. So I don't know if having a heavy will work better. Sort of a classic heavy sniper slow game with two roamers free to do what they want.
Right now, I'm looking at the Epsilon scout loadout, or class loadout. They've got 4 scouts. I don't think that's legal, but 2 heavies on the 425 side. Death actually playing heavy here in the warm-up.
I don't know.
See the first ETF2L Premiership game ever not to feature a demo man.
Well, if you've just been, rolled in 12 minutes by Epsilon 5-0, and there's an option to maybe, try something completely different now, people don't know how it's going to work anymore, because obviously in this update, heavy was buffed slightly as well, with more accuracy after 1 second of firing, wasn't it? Yeah, and more damage, or he doesn't reach max damage. Yeah, he reaches max damage after 1 second of firing. But I don't know, like, if you've just lost 5-0 to Epsilon, what have you got to lose, really?
I'm taking a gander here at Twitch chat as well, and read on the forums earlier that Anakin was saying that he would gladly implement a feature to reset the sticky damage to the old values, and it seems like he's done it. I'm not looking at the thread right now, but someone says that he's added TF_sticky_full damage. So I don't know what the admins are thinking about that, if they're gonna revert things for the rest of the season, but already with this game being played, it seems a little unfair. I don't know. It's I'd hate to be an ETF2L admin right now. What do you think, CX?
Yeah, I'm just reading chat. I'm being called a scrub. I don't know why I said initiated the scrub calling, but I know. I don't think there should be a pro mod. I think that's a bad move for us as a scene as a whole.
Yeah.
I think we should just wait and put our fate in Valve's hands to listen and fix it. They've done it. You said earlier before we went into the cast, Valve have done it before, where they've introduced something or implemented a buff, and it's just been too much, or like made something too powerful, like the skill stick, the equalizer. Remember when that first came out, and it was the most ridiculous weapon around, but they nerfed that and got it back down to a reasonable.
Eventually, I don't know. That was like a long period of time. Looks like we're going live though.
Yeah, we're going to see Sid Vicious on heavy. So we have both a demo man and a heavy on the 4-knife side, and heavy sniper. No demo man for Epsilon. As we see the scouts from Epsilon arrive. Death's arriving early, but Sticky's on that rock. He wants that full damage if anyone comes over rock. Tech's on sniper. We'll see a sniper fight on the walls dropping down as heavy, but a soldier behind actually. Kyler's going to go down. Lippy and Buttnose cram behind and go down, but look how far forward Sid Vicious has got on the point. But he is getting headshot. He got headshot once now, and they're trying to set up that aggression onto them. Sniper's scoping up at Dika. Dika's going to try and run away, but Tech's just going to take down the heavy instead, and now Death and Dika are the only 2 people left, going to have to fall back. And Epsilon's no demo man opening works out. You saw they had to be a little bit more passive at first because, Death got in there sooner than anyone else, but in the end they just overpowered them.
Yeah, this is interesting to see because, like, normally whenever you run heavy sniper on Viaduct, you know, you're losing a lot of width to your team because you're dropping a soldier or a scout or one of each or whatever. But right now they still have two scouts and a heavy, and like this is just so painful to push against. You can't bomb against two scouts, a sniper, and a heavy. You're just gonna get absolutely destroyed before you even make it across the point. Already, Tech is just ringing out headshots all over the map, and no real aggression coming out of 425 here because they just can't get in. They're gonna have to regroup now that Dicker has his charge up and push in here and try and create some sort of uber fight and bust the flank open. But I don't know what's gonna happen.
It's like you said, it's so difficult to push into. They're either gonna have to uber super early, or just try and like risk it against Tech. I don't know if anyone's crazy enough to try and risk it against Tech. Looks like they're just trying to spam their way in right now, trying to wear down those heavy players on the top side. Pipes being flown over. Now it looks like Mike wants to come in with Nox on the aggression, but Lippy all on flank, but the users still being exchanged, and Mike sets up a kill for Bash on the flank net. And now 425 are 2 players down, just being forced back. Lots of pressure from Epsilon right now, and 425 might have to get all the way back to spawn right now. They're still trying to hold that cliff area, but they're just inviting a soldier bomb maybe. But yeah, faster spawns because they don't have a point for 425. I'm going to try again off the Ubers. Pipes coming in from Dev. Both teams being pretty cagey with the heavy, and all of a sudden Tech lands another headshot. And now they're trying to get aggressive. Buttnose is going to convert 2 frags, but Tech is just reeling off these shots, body shot and headshots, as Buttnose just decides to take down the heavy, just ban-moding it through there. But Epsilon still in control of the point, and Viaduct's a game all about time really, and they've got a 1 minute 50-second lead right now.
Yeah, 425 need to take this fight right now where the spawns are in their favour. They've actually opted to move in and pop off the charge. Nox has his, but he's going to drop Mike Tex down as well. Xiaoyun from the flank got that sniper down. Now Nox with the charge is going to come in once 425 have capped the point. That's always smart to let them cap first. So even if your Uber is unsuccessful, you get those spawns coming in to reinforce you a little bit faster right now. Though War is trying to get something done there on heavy, but Nox had to survive. Survives on about 5 health under a lot of pressure there. He's made it back to the respawn and he's managed to survive whilst Dicker went down, so big Uber advantage again for Epsilon.
Yeah, Bash took in that Uber, got a lot of damage up on the heavy, finally took him down, and then after the Uber faded managed to get onto Dicker as well and force him down. So now Epsilon just want to come in with the heal advantage. Both scouts taking the point, but there's that sticky trap, the advantage of having a demo man. You talked about it before we went live. Def's going to claim 1 frag. Soldier's going to come in on the flank now, get some pressure onto Nox. Not a whole lot of damage on him, but Epsilon going to recap. Def's going to launch in, but he launches straight into a heavy Sold coming in as well. But War is just mowing these is down. Maybe he misses that soldier though. Nox is going to have to surf away on 20 HP. I thought, you know, Nox was, you know, completely safe there with the spun up heavy standing behind, but War misses his shots, loses track of a soldier. Nox almost goes down on 90%, but now 425 face a nigh impossible task as Bash comes out on Engineer.
Tech is watching Cliffside here. He's seeing the 425 posturing around there on the red cliff. Shots being fired off as he shuts down Lippy trying to flank through there. And 425 know they have to go here. They're already massively outnumbered. They're popping off their charge here. Nox milks a few seconds and then just bullies them back. They need to keep that point alive though, but they really don't have a snowball's chance in hell here, CommanderX. 1-0.
Yeah, just dominant from Epsilon. Who needs a demo man, as it looks like. Both teams are opting for the same rollout right now. So I think if Def can capitalise on, you know, being there sooner, now War will be since War is on heavy, he can maybe set something up for his player's aggression. But it looks like Def just is playing ultra passive there, not really taking advantage of arriving early. I don't know if that's down to reduced damage or what. But we actually see Bash go down on the flank. There's now a soldier that gets onto Dika. Dika goes awfully, even at low actually, he will survive. And 425 have all the point presence. Epsilon getting forced back really far. Now there's a player on him as well. War will clean up players on his medic and Nox will survive on about 40 health, but will have back off all the way to spawn. And 425 capitalising there on the slow rollout from the heavy.
Yeah, that is one thing the demo man still has going for him. Obviously, he's super fast. Like, maybe he can't contest the combo anymore, he can't contest the heals, but he can always jump fast and try and get some cheap frags on the flank or wherever. Right now though, Epsilon walking in, there's a pipe spam coming out from Death. No stickies required here. Pre-fire blind pipes from just over the little precipice there, the hill of the point, and Epsilon find themselves 2 down, and they don't want to continue with this push. They're just going to wait for those superior spawns to come in.
Yeah, Mike walking into a sticky trap is separated from the Uber, but now we see Def getting headshot, and Vicious is going to need the Uber now. He's going to get a later pop-off and a Nox, but War's just trying to juggle him back as well. Is going to headshot and Shio and win the sniper fight, and now Dika and Sid Vicious might be way too far forward here as the Epsilon players trying to collapse on them after Uber. And they're going to be forced out now, and Dika will survive, so they can re-push this, but they're going to have to wait for spawns.
Epsilon choosing not to chase down that frag. Interestingly, Mike's just standing there around the house spamming, but like he was very weak there. 2 rockets would have killed him after he picked up that kit, no problem. Oh, here comes Mike now. It seems to be waiting for War to come in with the heavy push from Cliff. He's just walking forward with that big minigun spinning up full there. No 1 second ramp up required. He's just been pumping out bullets non-stop, and they did manage to get a few frags, but they didn't get the medic, and it's neck and neck here in terms of Ubers CommanderX, but 425 are almost ready to go in. Ball Steve Kyler's gone behind but gets shut down by Buttnose.
Yeah,
that's a mana finish.
Kyler, yeah, and now it's going to be the heavy Uber exchange, but Dig's actually going to drop one of his players. He's now in the air, he's getting absolutely juggled. All the players on 425 are going to go down. Dig is getting juggled so hard. He might maybe be able to sneak out right now. A soldier's probably going to try and chase him down, or a heavy even going to chase him down. The heavy eventually gets his man. War will claim that frag, and misstep from Deacon there, dropping his heavy.
He had to know that was a bad idea. He thought, I'll just Uber here and jump.
I presume the idea was to jump and catch someone else, you know, because he did get later Uber thanks to, you know, just up on Ubering his heavy. But
Bash running NG here, and we got Sid Vicious on Spy actually behind him, so all classes going to be featured here. No pyros just yet.
Yeah, and there goes the Silk Wave. They all die, but Sid Vicious is on Spy and will claim the medic pick. All the suicides were just a distraction, setting up the play for Sid Vicious. Now Dika finds himself a huge Uber advantage as Bash takes down the Spy eventually. Looks like Bash will probably have that sentry at level 2 on the far left-hand side by the time the push comes in. 425 just waiting for their spawning players.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Sid's respawned as heavier. He's not going to spy it up anymore, but he does know there's a sentry on the thing that he should have relayed that to his team. There, you're right, level 2. Popping shots from that right-hand side. It's going to go down as Dicker chooses to pop off the charge here. He sent a few of his players forward, but Epsilon aren't even going to leave this arena. They're not going back to spawn. They're just staying forward, heavy and sniper, to try and find a pick here. There we go. Tech is going to body shot Lippy. And this is a bad time to trade whenever you're in control of the point. The spawns do not favour you. It's a bad time to die. Kyler's behind enemy lines as well. He's really drawn the attention here of Sid Vicious. Right now Mike is above him on that little cliff ledge. Tech with another headshot ringing out there. Now War walking forward, following up on the damage and distraction of Mike. Slowly but surely this 425 team are being picked apart as Epsilon come in for the cleanup. Dicker goes down. Nox is still alive, and they are looking good for this round.
Yeah, they just they fought 425 just into make mistakes there. Like 425 couldn't find any space, and Tech is just hitting his headshots like not every single one, but he's hitting them consistently enough for it to be a problem. Though he finds himself caught out way too far forward there, and 425 going to convert 4 of these frags. Huge. And that's going to be a wipe. Only Mike left. I think he might be stuck behind. Nox writes, what the fuck, get OS.
What?
Get OS.
Get OS.
Get an operating system, please. I can presume that's what it means. But what happened there? Did Lippy just hit like a nice jump into mid? They just seem to get completely caught with their pants down there at Epsilon and
Sandwich.
They were
just standing there in some dumbass position. I don't know. I think they thought the game was over, the round was over, and they were looking to pad their stats with a few easy frags with some sort of half-assed forward hold, but they just got, like you say, totally caught out. There's Uber being popped off from Dicker trying to keep his players alive. Sid's already gone down, but Tech and Bash has just respawned actually, but no sniper threat at the minute. There's still that heavy weapons guy. War here being healed by Nox, kept on life support. Kyler on 40 health though, dropped down to meet up with Bash. And at 425, look, they want to throw it away after that clutch push there and wipe of Epsilon.
complete overextension. Like they had a nice Uber, but they just completely baited into chasing Epsilon all the way, and Epsilon backed off into the corner, and then War just spun up, and then it just made it impossible for... Just impossible, really, with like all those kind of players who are still damaged, chasing into a heavy. We all know the dangers of jumping into a fully spun up heavy, and 425 paid for it there. Now it looks like Lippy will go down first, but he gets some nice damage onto Bash. The heavies are going to start arriving now. They're just going to both be standing on that cliffside, peppering down anyone they can see. Kyler's going to get body shot by Shayu. Shayu maybe getting a kill on. We've not seen a lot of him so far, but Mike's getting a kill on the flank, and Mike is behind. And this just might force 425 into a bad situation. Soldier on him now, he's going to get Shayu. Diki goes for the saw, will cause Mike to kill himself with splash damage. Meanwhile, they have lost... Not lost... Yeah, they lost the heavy. Def was on heavy that time, so they gave up the Demo Man there. So we're now in a Demo Man-less game. Oh no, Def spawned on Demo Man now, and that was a Demo Man-less mid.
Epsilon seem to have their number there. Like, I like the way they stack the flank on the mid fight, really picking off Lippy, but then Mike and Bash pushing ahead there to really take the fight to 425. It was a sort of slow death there. They got strangulated. Right now though, Uber's straight on the point, and War is just trying to juggle as many Uber players as he can in this game. Will finish off the Soldier of Lippy there, but right now it's turned into a bit of a melee around the point here. Mike is going to get cleaned up now. It's Bash versus Sid Vicious here. Tech is trying to snipe against Shayu here, but does he realise Bash is flanking him? Oh, he sees the scout coming on the lower side there, and he's dropped on to grab the kit, but the pocket turned sniper does not manage to do much there with the rifle.
Yeah, Shayu's really not had much of an impact from Sniper. He keeps seeming to roll it. I presume it's part of their strategy, sort of a heavy sniper. And now we see a fight on the cliff here. Heavy fights being exchanged right now. Sort of a weird stalemate where neither heavy wants to die. War's going to be forced back now. War's on pretty low health, but 425 have lost, what, 2 players now going into this fight. Making that 3, 4 even. Deke is completely caught out as well, and it looks like we're going to have a wipe. I'm not sure where Sid Vicious is. I think he's on the flank. He's one-on-one with Tech, and now he's going to go down to Killer. And 425 just completely on the back foot right now, and Epsilon are holding forward with the heavy on the high ground.
This is pretty risky. They don't have their full assortment of players right now. They're holding forward with 4, so you know they're sort of outnumbered here. They have Uber, yeah, but like right now, what 425 are trying to do is force the Uber. So are they not playing into their hands slightly?
Maybe. They seem to have found their way onto the point, and now 425 are on the wrong side of the map, stuck behind an Epsilon team who have just popped Uber on mid. They're going to clean up a couple of players, and have they made it all the way out? Oh, I was all mixed up on the right side of my bad. But they are on Brits, and Def and Deka are coming out left-hand side, and they walk straight into Tech. But Tech again, for some reason, trying to solo spawn camp near a sniper.
Yeah, he was going for the big plays, and now this will be interesting to see how a Demo Man crits works out. Def has got the pipe launch right here. He looks like he wants to use critical pipes because of the sticky nerf.
Well, there's a 1 crit pipe kill. There's a crit sticky kill on War as well. He didn't get the most kills, but it sort of worked out from there, and now Def's stuck. Going to take the scout. 2 stickies underneath Bash's feet. Bash goes down to 68 health, thanks to his buff. Now Epsilon have a heal advantage, even without the point. There's still a massive time advantage in favour of Epsilon, and they're just going to walk forward now. Both scouts going to focus down that soldier. Bash and Kyler have just been doing a great job of picking a target and focusing it down.
Look at Sid here. He's back on the spy. He's going to cycle around. He's coming in behind them, and he's got an option here. He could kill Tech and take away that sniper threat, but he wants to go for the medic. He's going for the value frag.
Takes the he goes forward! Fox pops. I don't know if he knew the spy was behind him, but he gets away with a pop anyway. As now, Bash has just pulled out the Boston Basher. Boston Basher the spy. Deka's now bleeding. Deka will just about get out. Yeah, but
Nox is behind in the spawn. Nox is in the red spawn right now.
Needles were landed, but no frag was made. Meanwhile, 425 have decided to remember what the game mode is and cap the point here on King of the Hill. Now Tech's going to headshot Deka. Frags are being traded all round as Sid Vicious kills him. Kyler's now on Pyro. Pyro was pretty much the only class we hadn't seen yet, so now we've got a Pyro to add to the mix. Epsilon going to clean up the frags. Kyler with a flare gun kill. Mike getting aggressive, only 5 seconds left, and we have a spy and the medic on the field. Looks like Mike's going to walk into spawn as the map has changed. I can only presume that meant Epsilon won. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So,
just
clean
descended
sweep.
into madness there, man.
Yeah. Is this what TF2 is now?
People are unsure of how to react. And not just the players, also the casters were like, what is this?
It's certainly interesting, I guess, is a word to use.
It's a big shake up. What will the logs
Things
tell
different. The logs tell me that Mike is still just the best player on the server no matter what happens to the game, as he drops 450 damage a minute. War behind him, despite only doing no damage on Demo Man, all his damage was on heavy. He came second in damage. Bash just behind him doing big damage as well. 340, really big for a scout. Then Sid Vicious on a combination of heavy scout and spy, and then Def following behind with another 300 damage a minute. I know what to make of it is it's weird. I don't know if it's just the map sort of making the heavy work, you know? Because we didn't see heavy at all on Snakewater. I guess it's hard to tell just because Epsilon were probably going to win no matter what.
Yeah, we'll have to. We'll look forward to a close game. I guess week 7 is going to see Epsilon versus Insomniac, but definitely have to agree with you there. Heavy is viable on Viaduct, like whether it's yesterday or today. It's definitely super effective.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see in sort of a week 7 games with like yourself, Rocket versus 425, Epsilon versus Insomniacs, maybe even Fenix versus Lazy Panda. We'll see maybe a bit more, I guess, competition. We'll at least explore how the update has changed the Demo Man dynamic.
We've probably limited ourselves a little bit here in Europe because there's so few useful unlocks that we actually allow, whereas the North Americans are, theory crafting about, will we use the Scottish resistance, charge and charge, whatever. It's like maybe Demo Man's just going to be dropped altogether here in Europe.
We're just going to give up on that.
Draw a line under that. Do you think we'll get anyone in for interview? Maybe that Warher guy. He loves to talk.
Dika's on his. I've messaged Dika. Maybe you could message Warher. As I'm not sure if Dika has the correct up-to-date mumble details. I'll message War as well.
Yeah, I'd like to hear some Demo Man feedback. Maybe we could get Death in as well, or we'll see what Dika has to say. Yeah. Anyone who wants to come in, just hop on in. Have a good old rant about this update.